Hey guys, Karen with Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and I am a certified trichologist, so I specialize in hair loss and hair growth. And today we are going to talk about the stages of hair growth. So I was out walking today and I came across a guy who had hair all the way down to his ankles. I have been a hairstylist all my life and I have never seen hair this long. It fascinated me to the point I had to stop and say, you know what? Can I take a picture? So here's a picture of his hair. Isn't that amazing? Have you ever seen hair that long? I have never seen it that long. So of course me, the trichologist and hairstylist I am, I started thinking, how did his hair get that long? So let me ask you something. Do you think your hair could grow down to your ankles? Do you think it's possible? The length that your hair grows is directly related to the anagen growing phase. That is a part of the hair growth cycle that we are going to talk about right now. About 90% of your hair is in the anagen phase. So about 90% of your hair is constantly growing. So in the anagen phase, your hair is attached to a blood supply, a bulb. So during the anagen phase, that is when cells are rapidly reproducing and the hair is growing. So remember, the hair is attached to the blood supply, right? And for hair to grow, your hair needs nutrients and oxygen delivered from the blood for hair growth. So for anagen, it gets the nutrients during that phase. The catagen phase, that's the second phase. During that phase, your hair slowly detaches from the blood supply. So again, if there's no blood flow, hair won't grow. So once it detaches from the blood supply, the hair stops growing. So this transition phase lasts about 2 weeks. Then it goes to the telogen phase. So the hair just rests and then it falls out. That is the normal growth cycle. Telogen phase lasts about 3 months, but the anagen phase, that's what I'm focused on. The anagen phase is the active growth phase. Your hair can be in anagen anywhere from 2 to 7 years. So when you think about the guy I saw with hair all the way down to his ankles, I'm pretty certain that he has a longer growth cycle for his hair to be that long. I'm sure his growth cycle may be 7 years. So in other words, what that really means is that the majority of his hair grows and grows and grows and grows for 7 years. That is why for some of you who say, I want hair all the way down to my ankles, or I'm trying to get my hair down to my butt and it just won't grow that long. Well, you know what? You might be right because you may have a shorter growth phase. And the shorter your growth phase or the anagen phase is, the more difficult it is for you to grow really, really long hair. The average anagen phase is anywhere from 3 to 5 years, but people of Asian descent, for example, typically have longer growth phases. So again, the length of your anagen phase is directly correlated to how long your hair can really grow. And also your hair growth cycle is determined by your genes. So it's determined by genetics. That's why some people are genetically dispositioned to 7 years of hair growth or anagen cycle, and other people might be genetically dispositioned to 3 years. So all of that is genetic, but there are some things that you can do to make sure that your hair is staying in that anagen phase and that it's not disrupted, because when the anagen phase is disrupted, that's when you experience slow growing hair or hair that's not growing at all. So let's talk about that a little bit more. So number 1, diet and nutrition. So yes, diet and nutrition. Healthy hair starts inward. So healthy diet That means you need a healthy, balanced diet of iron, of proteins, of vitamins, of all the things that you can get from your fruits and your vegetables and your lean meats, for example, a healthy, balanced diet. And that means that you might have to minimize some of your fast foods, some of your sugary foods. So poor diet and poor nutrition can affect your anagen phase, therefore affecting your hair growth. Number 2 is stress. Do you know that stress, or too much unmanaged stress, can keep your hair in that resting telogen phase where the hair is not going? That's what stress does. So it is important that you minimize and manage your stress. Stress will absolutely disrupt your anagen phase. A lot of people who are experiencing excessive hair shedding, excessive hair loss, it is directly correlated with stress. So if you can minimize your stress, then you can keep your hair in that active anagen phase so that your hair is growing. And third, poor blood circulation. So as I said at the start of the video, the anagen phase is the only phase where the hair bulb is connected to the blood supply. And the blood supply is what brings in the nutrients that the hair needs to grow. So if your body is not properly circulating blood to the scalp, then that's going to affect your hair growth. So it's going to be important that you are doing things such as massaging your scalp. That helps with blood circulation. Exercising also helps with blood circulation. I even read an article that talked about the benefits of taking your head and flipping your head over to make sure that your scalp is getting proper blood circulation. Now, disclaimer, I don't do that, but I did read an article that talked about the benefits of that. Well, I hope these tips have helped you have an understanding of how important it is for your hair to remain in the active, growing anagen phase. And if you like this video, make sure you like it with a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a video. And until we talk again, stay fabulous.